gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the ESR Tugas and Petrolhead. No, wait, that's not right. The PHSR Multiclass 2004.
Petrolhead.
I know what it is, but I'm teasing them a little bit. God,
Just making sure.
jeez. Petrolhead Super Racers.
Ooh, I
That's
like
what it
that.
is.
I like that livery from the front. That's
Round two
I like
here at the Dubai Grand Prix. I am very attractive, and with me as always is the man who seeks to flummox the lummoxes, Magamagus.
How dare you insult this track by comparing it to Dubai, the famous?
It's what it
Dubai.
says. It's like Thailand, right?
It's Dubai, sir. Dubai. Also, I mean, now I'm just thinking of Dragonlance, and now I need cheese in my life again.
Who doesn't? Matter of fact, after this, I'm gonna grate me a big old mess of cheese.
It's done it to you too.
Well, I've got pizza in the works. I was gonna make pizza
okay.
yesterday, and I ran out of gumption to timing shenanigans and just didn't do it.
I had pizza today, although it was not a great slice. I just stopped at Pizza on the way home from the jiu-jitsu while we were planning to do this commentary, and they only had the mushroom like Canadian slices available. I'm like, or cheese. It was like, I get just cheese or I deal with mushrooms. This kind of sucks.
Who did that? The Canadian pizza is pepperoni with mushrooms. Who decided that bullshit?
Yeah, pepperoni mushrooms. And I think green pepper.
Retarded. No, get out of my existence.
Anyway.
Quote Canadian pizza.
Anyways, qualifying rundown here. Pretty small BMW field today, only 7 cars, but we got Tomas Ribeiro, Luciano Echazo, Thorsten Borchardt. There we are, thank you. Right at the end there, Antonio Costa sneaks onto the front row. All Portuguese front row. So Ribeiro and Costa, Echazo and Borchardt, D and Kubovic on row 3. Valoria and Edmonds on row 4. Ermer and... Hey, John Spriggs! Welcome.
Indeed.
We haven't seen him in a bit. He's on row 5.
I've seen him on the Discord here and there in the last little while, so I figured he'd show up.
Ryder and Stewart, row 6. Stempler. I'm not familiar with Jason Stempler. Is that a new face? I think that's a new face.
I believe not only is that a new face, but he was very excited for this video to be completed. So shout out to Mr. Stempelsberger.
Okay. Interesting camera view here on the formation lap. We're getting a good look at the surprising fidelity of the pit crew members. Given that this game does like completely like 2D stands of like fans in the crowd, I'm surprised they put so much effort into like the pit crew guys, or the pit lane individuals. Hopefully, this camera fixes itself, and we don't have a. If you'll recall when we did the spa race, Byron, and the camera got locked in one spot. Hopefully, that is not the case here. While we have a moment, I'll run down the ballast conditions here. Ribeiro and Darnell as the winners from last round have 5 kilograms apiece. 3 kilograms on Andreasen and Borchardt, and 1 kilogram on Thierolf and Echazo. Looks like something has gone wrong for Fotis Zoglu, and he will not be taking part, and that is disappointing because he was very, very fast, if I recall correctly, at Imola, competing for a podium. So having him out of the running here is a little bit problematic. And we are off. The green flag has been given about 5 seconds ago, and Tomas Ribeiro leads the way from teammate Antonio Costa. I wonder how much teamwork that they will apply. Luciano Echazo with the Plaf plaid livery, moving into second place there with a nice overtake. Borchardt 4th place. Kubovic, Valoria. Kubovic is up a spot there over Borchardt. They're going side by side. Valoria, Edmonds, D, Ermer, Spriggs, Ryder, Stewart, Stempler, Kurtachville, Costa, Sevilla. And I don't know how to say that name in 17th place. What are we thinking?
Manic.
Manic could be.
Manic. Maniac.
Sevilla is off the track somewhere and falling through the field, so that's a problem for him. And in the BMW category, it is Thierolf leading from Kazchuk, Andreasen, Lacomi, Vega, Jerome, and Darnell. That's a hell of a lineup. Don't get me wrong, there's only 7 BMWs here today, which is, a little disappointing. But if you're going to have 7 drivers, you could do a lot worse than 07. Also, what is that flag that Maniac is sporting? What is that?
I believe that is NASA's new flag. I can look it up.
Yeah, have a look.
I think we've seen it before. I just don't remember.
It's ringing a bell. It looks familiar to me. I want to say it's from the Caribbean or from the Pacific Islands. Oh, Antonio Costa, who was in third place, spinning off the track, drops down through the order, and we'll have to deal with the BMWs. Joseph Stempler rocking the Falcon livery. Thank you. I like that. I enjoy that.
Thunder Cougar Fucking
I like the Falcon livery. I like how it looks fast. It just looks fast the way it is.
Is that the red plaid one?
No, that is Luciano Echazo's
Rocket Pop. I'm sorry, I can't hear you over Rocket Pop.
Livery. I like that one because it's a Canadian racing team, and I've actually met the owner of the team.
Rocket Pop.
When it's on screen, I mean, it's on screen right now. Like the Falcon livery's in the background, but like, I'll wait for it to be focused before break. Oh, there's two of them. We got two people supporting the Falcons.
Is it the green with the blue? Green on
yeah,
the front,
John Spriggs appears to also be running it. So it's Spriggs and Stempler. Oh, Adam Stewart in the wall. Didn't look like he had any help there. It looked like that was just a straight up driving mistake. That is unusual for Adam Stewart.
Miguel, you are correct. Mr. Maniac is from Saint Lucia, which is in the Caribbean.
I think that's one of the many flags that we have had from Josiah Jerome, if I recall correctly.
I would say that is correct.
Oh, Raul Valoria in the wall. I think John Spriggs gave him a hand there, and that could
Raul, you're not supposed to be twerking like that. I mean, it's very attractive and all, but
I did like the style points for the rejoin there, yeah. Timo Ryder looking down the inside of Stempler, who's up in 8th place all of a sudden. A couple of cars go off the track, and well, somebody's got to profit from it. And right now, that's Joseph Stempler. Or was it Josh? Was it Joe or was it Josh?
Oh, wow.
Lezek Lakomi getting spun around.
Much too friendly.
Rough times here. This track does breed contact. Dubai encourages a lot of side-by-side and like show them the nose action, and it's not going to be surprising if we get a fair amount of like low-end carnage, so to speak, as we pick up the BMW class leader Tobias Thierolf there for a moment. John Spriggs is in a Barney sandwich between the pink cars of Ryder and Carpaccio. I like that livery with the big teeth at the front. It's very cool. Very, very late 90s, early 2000s Jordan F1 inspired.
I would like one painted in the United States Air Force shark design.
Although I do like the Jordan traditional color of the yellow and black a little bit more. It's Henrik Andreasen going side by side there with Magic Kazchuk. Kazchuk will, I think, keep the position. I think he was ahead to begin with. And that is a spin from John Maniac.
Juanito, why have you done this to us?
I do like that livery. It's a very nice livery. A lot of nice liveries in the field. A lot of nice ones. The Barney's a nice. This is the Falcon one, of course, which you would piece together.
Thunder Cougar Fucking.
Just confirming your suspicions. And Vic Vega with a little bit of a physical run there against Andy Darnell, the championship leader. We got one pit stop here today. The pit window is yet to be opened, but you have to pit within the window and change all 4 tires. That is how you clear the mandatory pit stop. You go in just to fix your damage, doesn't count. Go in just to get fuel, doesn't count. You gotta change those tires.
What if you need a new radiator?
Rene Ermer sporting the part Gulf Oil, part McDonald's livery. And at the front it is Tomas Ribeiro trying to get his lead back from Luciano Echazo.
Can I go work?
Echazo sporting the plaid liveried Plaf car.
do like the red plaid.
It used to be, the livery for that team used to be a little bit more like pronouncedly plaid. It's kind of like, I don't know, I don't like the direction it's going. I prefer the classic. John Spriggs going side by side and overtaking Thomas Ryder. Or Timo Ryder. Why? You know what? I ask, why do I keep thinking it's Thomas Ryder? I know exactly why I think it's Thomas Ryder. There's a hockey player named Thomas Ryder.
It's because it's Ryder to Ritter.
It's stuck in my brain. I apologize to anyone whose name is like very close to being an MMA fighter. Also, Thorsten Borchardt getting a drive-through penalty for ignoring slow-down penalties.
Well, it sounds very neglectful.
So the third place car is going to have to serve a drive-through. I think that's just that being confirmed there on the screen now. I don't think that there is a second drive-through penalty, although that could be. So that's a big deal. He's up on the podium right now. That's going to put Kupovic on the podium. I'm not sure we've ever seen Kupovic on the podium. So that'd be cool. Kupovic has had, like, very good, like, qualifying performances and, like, obvious single-lap speed. But he's never quite put together the whole race. So it'll be interesting to see if he can do that here today. Leszek Lakomi going side by side with Andy Darnell. Really going side by side here for like a prolonged period of time. But Darnell will eventually back out there. Ooh, somebody is very off the track.
Sound like their fan belt's a little off.
Appears to be Vic Vega. Borchardt is in for his drive-through penalty. Oh, Ribeiro got very, very close to making a move there, but I think he kind of fell into that. Just kind of missed his braking point. Adam Stewart on the tail of John Maniac. And Borchardt, that is a bad sign. And he is out of the race. Okay. That is my home planet has summoned me, and I am out of here. That's a shame, of course, because Borchardt, a realistic, like solid championship hopeful. He came into today second place in the Porsche category. Oh, Adam Stewart may have spun Maniac.
Probably not totally intentionally all the time.
I mean, I'm gonna kind of fault John Maniac there for just getting a little bit too deep. Like that's asking a lot of the car on rotation to make that turn like that. I'll just leave it at that. But Stewart did, I think, clip it. On board with Rene Hermet. Ooh, very close. On the tail of Andrew D. There is Antonio Costa, who of course started on second place, and is trying to make his way back through the grid after. I don't think we saw what happened to him, but he ended up off the track. I'm not sure if it was assisted or just a pure driving mistake.
I believe he's driving with one of them pull down thingamabob with it like a chain crank. Probably not a flappy pedal.
I'm reminded of the fact that there is an enduro race coming up that a couple people are trying to get me to do. And one of the drivers in the field is named Rene Renaison. And
okay.
I thought that was pretty impressive.
Non-creative type family, I see.
I mean, it's happened. I've run into a guy named John Johnson before.
I suppose.
And I used to work for a guy named Jamie Jameson.
People's parents just don't care.
Although on a creative name, I've told you about Bo from my Mech Warrior group, right?
Beauregard.
He claims his name is just Bo, and it's not short for Beauregard, but
no, that's his last name. Regard is his last name.
No, it's not. I don't know what his last name is.
But Cephas.
I assume it's not Beauregard. Anyways, at some point, we figured out that he has a half brother named Luke, and we are now teasing him that his mom is definitely a Dukes of Hazzard fan. Vic Vega losing a spot there to Andy Darnell. Nope, and gangs it back.
By God, that's Gumpert's music. He's got a steel chassis.
That being said, I don't think any of us would actually make fun of Bo in person. He's a shot putter from some Pennsylvania university.
Oh, you just gotta stand like a couple 100 meters away and you say whatever you want then.
Yeah, but then he can't hear you.
Megaphones exist.
He's also very much a gym bro. It's kind of weird. He speaks like a combination of like frat boy gym bro and like very nerdy like scientist. It's very amusing. Because he'll be explaining about like, you know, he'll be talking like someone like, I don't know, say like 22 that's like living at the gym or whatever, and then like break down into like the fundamentals of internal combustion. It's just like, what are you? On board with Thomas Hibero. And for the back, Antonio Costa trying to get past Yuri Kretachville, but for the time being, the Purple Dinosaur holds strong. Costa's got a lot of rotation on that car. It would not surprise me if that catches him out. I know these Porsches like to rotate on the turns. Like it's a skill of the Porsche. It's a reason I don't recommend anybody new to sim racing ever drive a Porsche. They have a very unique physical layout and feel to them. But Costa is going a little bit. Either that or he has like just a rough connection, which is also possible. But he's really playing at the rotation right now. I do like the Porsche's interior, though. You see those big red bars there, Byron. Those give you actual indications of your tire wear on your steering wheel, which is interesting.
Well, I mean, I figure you could tell through the steering wheel if your tires are worn or not.
True, but it helps. You can kind of like figure it out and do the math in your head when it's gonna start being a problem. I'm losing 3% per lap. I'm gonna have this many laps of like ideal performance. And then you can kind of, go from there.
I heard that there's countries they don't even use tires; they just fly really fast.
Barrow getting very, very, very close to the rear of Echazo there. Barrow, of course, our leader, championship leader and winner from Imola, so looking to make it 2 in a row and really stamp himself as the man to beat as they come up to Andy Darnell. Kretachville's off the track somewhere, and there he is. Valori on the tail of Costa. I don't think that really a threat to him, but oh, that livery, Josiah Jerome, that is eye-catching. I don't think we had Josiah last race. Otherwise, I would have remembered that livery. Either he's changed liveries or he wasn't there for Imola. Pit window is open, but I don't suspect that we'll see anybody coming in particularly soon. We're probably looking at another, 10 minutes to 15 minutes before anybody's probably really thinking about making that move.
Max Simmons is just lurking in the pit lane. He'll start halfway through the race and win anyway. Joke's on you, I was pitted the whole time.
I mean, that's not really the Max Simmons plan. The Max Simmons plan is to wait to the last second to pit.
Reverse psychology.
Lezek Lakomi off the track somewhere. Falling through the field. Lots of runoff here. So it's a track that forgives mistakes to a reasonable degree. There are some barriers, obviously, that you can see that where you can put someone in the wall. But it's not a it's not Macau. We'll put it that way. It's not Macau. It's not Po. It's not even like it's not even like Masana.
You gotta take the McLarens to Macau. Have it sponsored by McDonald's.
Oh God, racing McLarens in Macau. It seems like just a suicidal idea. You don't really see many GT races at Macau. It's usually a junior Formula and World Touring cars and bikes deal.
Only Gumperts.
No.
Gumperts and Zondas.
No. Andy Darnell is our first person in the pit lane. So he is. I don't know if he's going for an early pit stop or if that was to fix a tire or car-related issue. Possible. I would imagine he didn't plan it this way. Andy Darnell is not usually a guy who would come up with such a non-standard strategy. Voluntarily, anyways. Putting a lap on... That's either Lacombe or Vega.
We've got plaid.
I've picked up watching a TV show set in like the Catherine the Great era of Russia. It's purely fictitious, of course. It was like, it didn't exist or whatever. But anyways, on the like 5th episode, our boy Ames Burton shows up, and I'm like, oh, business is about to pick up. Dead bodies are going to rain from the sky. Stempler is falling back. I wonder if he's in the pit lane or if he's off the track somewhere.
I believe he went for a corn dog. Because corn dogs are amazing.
I assume he's the pits because he's not rejoined the flow. There we are. Yep, pit stop went off. So Stempler is the first of the Porsches to pit. That's interesting because he had not been in the wall or anything, so that appears to be a plan. So he wants to do a 20 and then a 40-minute stint. That's an interesting option. That's an undercut and a half. Now, this is multi-class racing, so taking the pit stop that early might free him up on some BMW traffic. But I don't know. This feels a little early. Feels a little early.
Which group is the proletariat?
Well, I think it would have to be the BMW M2s. I mean, these Porsches are definitely the bourgeoisie class.
They must seize the means of pit stopping.
I mean, I you know what? I'm not good with car prices, but I'm gonna guess that these Porsches probably are about a good 5 times the price of BMWs. Probably.
Well,
That's
I mean,
my guess.
that means you can buy like 5 BMWs and throw 4 of them at a Porsche and still succeed.
Let's see here. What's the price of an M2?
$19.
2024, please. So the BMWs look like about a base model of maybe like 60,000 Canadian. According to Plath BMW, yes, that is owned by the same guy who owns the Plath Racing Team, which we're looking at the car of. It all comes full circle. As for the Porsche, can I just get like a baseline
No.
price?
If you have to ask, you cannot afford.
No, I definitely can't afford. I want to make that quite clear.
I cannot afford, and also would like to ask.
I just want the bottom end.
$9.
The bottom end is about 300,000. So yeah, about 5 times. I was pretty much bang on.
Seems excessive, but okay.
Go me. My gut was correct. Yuri Kochachville has been in and out of the bits. He's our third person to serve as mandatory. On board with Timo Ryder as he tries to chase down Antonio Costa. I don't think that's really going to happen. Costa is on his own recovery drive and therefore shouldn't really be challenged by the guys he's overtaking. But we'll see.
You're saying that he is cost effective?
He is pretty cost effective. On board with Josiah Jerome, who's competing for a podium here on debut. In class. Trailing Magic Cash check. Magic is Magic DNF'd in Imola. Okay, so he's got 0 points. So they are actually tied in the championship. And Thomas Ribero's made his pit stop as we pick up Andrew D, who is in the green dinosaur car, which I do believe Martin Edmonds is also sporting that same livery. Their third man, Steve Davidson, appears to be active.
You tell him, Steve Dave.
Pardon me, Steve Dave is not part of their team this time around.
You ditch him, Steve Dave.
Maybe because he's just not signed up. Maybe the time currently doesn't work for him. Oh no, there he is. There he is. I was missing him because he's in a BMW. That's why he wasn't listed. He wasn't listed with them. He was listed with Cash Chuck.
How about that, Adam Stewart kid?
This is Costa trying to get around, or pardon me, Raul Valoria trying to get around Ryder.
Raul.
Real Velour. And into the pit lane goes Wilfredo Sevilla. Or no? What's going on here?
I believe this is what we like to call the slow motion with me.
It looks like he ran out of gas. Which, that really doesn't make any sense, because if you knew you were running out of gas, like, get in the pit lane. Go get the gas.
Maybe he just had enough, okay?
Maybe. Missing a lot of big names missing from today's field. We've got no Chris Willems, Steve Davidson, no James Butler, Ariel Satoni, Jeff Ecott.
No stuff, Bill.
Our favorite, the crowd's favorite, Nicozel Van Berg from the
Indeed.
live one. He had a cheering section.
There were several people lined up to get some hamburgers.
Mm-hmm. Not here today.
No Javier Perez Torres.
No Javier. Well, Javier is not registered for the series. No Morbid Apathy. We are also yet to see the leader of WTH is a kilometer, Adam Komarowski, in the series. He is booked. And the entire Yellow Submarine team, minus Josiah Jerome, who appears to have changed to a BMW, he may still be part of the Yellow Submarine team, though, is not here. No Mauricio Delgado and no Rick Martel.
And no Mauricio Hurgan.
Well, he's not booked.
Well, it's
so
not my fault.
If you're looking for Mauricio Julian in this series, you might need to talk to the man himself about that one. He's not booked.
What about Roman Barthez?
No Romy Bartz. We got just one Argentinian signed up.
How about Lionel Messi?
Well, that would be interesting.
What about that the Jagaloon that can't win for nothing in the F1? He does nothing but sim racing.
What, you mean Max Verstappen?
Yeah, that's the guy.
I mean, Max Verstappen is a very, very, very fast driver. That's not the problem.
I don't know. It might be the problem.
It's not the problem. Red Bull's just messed up their car concept. Although it was looking good in the hands of Sergio Perez at Baku, but Sergio always does well at Baku, so I'm not really sure what that means. And then he crashed into Carlos Sainz with 2 laps to go. Both of them ended up out of the race instead of on the podium.
And that made way for Sigma Alonso.
Made way for, well, I mean, Alonso did pick up 2 spots off that, but it made way for George Russell to get to the
Jorge Russell.
Young George. Future leader of Mercedes F1.
Not to be confused with George Russell and Fedotenko.
With Antonio. Now, Antonio Costa is one that might want to consider making an early pit stop. He is losing time going through the field, of course, and he is currently stuck behind John Spriggs. Who is under no obligation to let him through, even though, you know, I think it's safe to say that Costa is the faster driver of these two. And Spriggs is not long-term end of the race really battling with him, but like he's under no obligations to make it easy.
He will soon sprig into action.
And in fact, Costa will heed my words, although we're not doing this live, and head on down the pit.
Michael stayed up for 2 days straight watching this over and over again.
No, I don't like to be that prepared.
I don't like to be prepared at all. So, there we go.
Well, I have to do the technical aspects of the commentary. So
If you must,
there's some prep required. Christian Kubovic, who is... this is another battle in which these two cars are not really fighting with each other. Kubovic has made his pit stop and is already good to go to the end, whereas Maniek has not. So we'll see what approach he takes on the matter. But he's under no obligation to make this easy. But he did make it pretty damn easy. Josiah Jerome going for the class lead against Magic Kashchuk. Now, Tobias Thierolf was leading this class and has made his pit stop, so I do believe these two men are more battling for second position rather than the win. But for now, it's for first place. Be a big kickstart for either of these men to pick up a victory here today.
Well, I think it's going to be a little hard for them to catch Martin, but other than that...
Well, they don't have to catch Martin.
They do now. New rules.
Welcome to Byron's Wheel of Rules.
Indeed.
Going full Taboo Tuesday on this one.
Yep, spin the wheel!
Oh, no, it wasn't Taboo Tuesday. What was Bischoff's idea?
Cyber Tuesday, Cyber Monday, Cyber Sunday.
No, there was like a one
Sunday.
night only pay-per-view that or it was like, I think, or just a special event Raw from Vegas where Bischoff literally determined every match by spinning the wheel.
I don't know. There was the fan one that was all voted online.
Yeah, that was Taboo Tuesday, and then later Cyber Tuesday.
Cyber something.
Yep. Kashchuk in the pits. Also Jerome in the pits, so they are not trying to outthink each other with the pit strategy.
Stidman's. Everybody make sure to go onto the ESR web store and get yourself a snazzy piece of clothing.
I have a hoodie on the way.
What?
I'll be sure to get some pictures of it for you guys when it arrives.
Indeed.
Yuri Kurtachville having a moment there with the wall and rejoins the track. Tobias Thierolf shuffling back to the front of the BMW pit pack. And they have all done their pit stops. So we got, after the pit stops, Thierolf leading from Jerome, Kaschuk, Andreasen, excuse me, Vega, Lacomi, and Darnell. Big points day for all of those guys, because there are only 7 of you, so make sure to get to the end of the race so your points come in.
The 17th place comes up with 93 points. That's what I was told.
I don't know, just out of curiosity. Let's see if I can figure it out here.
I think it would be funny that somebody makes the point system so complicated that they need to do a lot of math.
3 points.
At the end of the season, they have to take 2 months just to do the math and see who won.
I mean, there are ones like that. World Rallycross has a deal like that, where like if you won the event, you may not have actually scored the most points. Because they do heat racing. So like instead of doing just one big race, you're like doing like short heats over and over and over again. So you accumulate points to try to get your final position, and then you go into the semifinals and the finals, and you get more points. So it is like theoretically possible for someone to finish like 4th place in the final, but actually score the most points.
I demand it be like a video game, and they have somebody at every corner handing out style points.
Raul Valoria heading back out onto the track. After serving his pit stop, we're still waiting on Rene Ermer, who leads the race, Ricardo Costa, Adam Stewart, and John Maniak to make their pit stops. Sideways moment for John Spriggs.
I think he's lost.
Just a lot of runoff. Raul Valoria drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane. We saw a lot of that at the ERA race that we did yesterday. There was a lot of speeding in the pit lane. So Hibero has come out of the pits in behind, or pardon me, Echazo has come out of the pits ahead of Hibero. So the battle for the lead still remains between those two guys. You can see there from the gaps that Costa, Stewart, and Ermer are going to easily be overtaken by them when they pit. So they are not in competition for the win, at least at this time period.
Is it true that Martin only wins all these races because he puts 2 bottles of whiskey in each tank of gas?
I mean, that would involve him winning a lot more than I think he does.
Because that's how they did it on Damp Aeroscope, and I just believe that's true now.
I see. He's got the new nice blue Porsche. We figured out who that livery belongs to.
I believe that is Teofimo Borchardt.
It is not. He has a cool livery, though. I will say that. But it is not blue.
His livery is very great right now.
It's black and yellow.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say it out loud. You'll summon him.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
No, it's like Beetlejuice.
I really do not know who that car belongs to, and it's kind of bugging me. Let's see here, I can look at the booking. Could be Adam Stewart.
It could be.
The picture on the website doesn't quite look like that car, but it's the only one close. Maniac going for a long run here. Long first stint. I mean, not ridiculously long. It's only like, what, 36 minutes? But it's a little long. Blue flag scenario. And Echazo gets kind of caught out there by the braking of the slower car. Opens the door for Thomas Hibero. And Hibero says, "Thank you very much. Now can you get out of my way?" Oh, it wasn't for blue flags. It was okay, right? Stewart hadn't pitted, so that was for position. I apologize. I was kind of suggesting that Adam was doing like a little bit of let's just say defensive driving that wasn't warranted, but that was for position. He was totally in the right to do that. Now I think I personally would have let them through.
I would have deployed the oil slick.
That's
like
just
James
me.
Bond.
It was for position, so both him and Ricardo Costa in the pit lane, and I think Maniac is also in the pit lane, so that'll finish off the pit stops. Oh no, Maniac is not in the pit lane because he is ganging on the two guys that are. Never mind. I think he is in the pit lane. I think he is. Ricardo Costa rejoins behind Joseph Stempler. Is it Joseph or was it Josh? I'm forgetting you.
Oh, yeah, I believe it was Josephus.
Josephus. Henrik Andreasen will spin. Or power slide at least. Raul Valori in a battle with Yuri Kotachvil. And that is Ricardo Costa behind them, who is on fresh tires. So should have, at least for the time being, a bit of an advantage. Valori, I think, pitted quite early, and so did Kotachvil, so their tires has been through a little bit. So they... Oh, contact!
Oh, boy.
That was an over-optimistic move by Raul Valoria. And Yuri Kotachvil might have a bone to pick with the Spanish driver. In time at the front, that is Luciano Achazo chasing after championship leader Tomas Ibero. The winner of Imola is leading here today. Looking to make it 2 in a row. Apologize. I'm yawning a bit. I don't know why. I wasn't tired when we started this. Now all of a sudden I am. Go figure.
I believe it's because you're like a shark. If you stop swimming, you're gonna die.
Well, I don't swim 24/7, so I think I'd be dead already.
It's possible. Also, it's not true. It's not true about sharks either.
On board with Luciano.
Hold me closer, Luciano. Race real fast down the highway. There we end up in the prison.
Oh, we got a new guy at jiu-jitsu's like your size. It's
oh yeah.
Oh, Lord. It's gonna be a fun time.
Teach him how to suplex people.
I was rolling with the proctologist Matt, aka Mr. Backtake, aka Mr. Don't Let Him Near Your Butt, and he just thought he's got me in like full back control, like face down on the mat, and he just looks up and goes, "Oh my God, that's a fridge." I look up, I'm like, "Oh, that's a big one." Somebody's lights are not on. Not that I think the current situation requires it, but no lights from Mr. Stempler as he battles for 9th place with Timo Ryder.
Oddly enough, I watched a video today about the rise and fall of William the Refrigerator Perry.
Oh.
I did not know this, but he had a younger brother who was way more successful in the NFL than he was.
Oop, a little flashy of the headlights there for Andy Darnell. Could you please get out of the way as John Spriggs has a spin? He's had a couple of those, but not surprising. Again, Dubai is a challenging track with a lot of sections where you're kind of on the edge of your limitations as far as grip is concerned. It's a challenging track. I do enjoy it though.
You would. He told you his name was Jason.
Jason's. Well, we were really off. Sorry, Jason. Oh no, he has a machete.
It is coming up on Halloween. The emergence of Jason right around this time. I remember a couple of years ago, my boy Chris and I watched every single Friday the 13th movie between, I think, like mid-October and Christmas time. It was a good time. We enjoyed ourselves. Once I told him about the rules.
That was actually just going in a little bit too deep, and Stempler kind of loses traction there and allows Ryder to get a little bit of a gap. A breathing room. But I do get the feeling that Stempler is the faster of these two drivers. It's just a matter of getting the overtake done. And Ryder is doing a masterful job of defensive driving, choosing his lines very well to make it very difficult for Stempler to make the overtake.
Excellent.
Exactly. Barrow leads by 1.5 seconds with 17 and change to go over Luciano Ricciardo. Christian Kubovic is in third place, but pretty distant third, but I'm sure he'll take the podium if he can come up with it. Martin Evans, Rene Armour, Andrew D, Antonio Costa, John Spriggs, Timo Ryder, that man Jason Stempler. Of course, it changes to Kretschachville right as I'm saying Stempler's name. Raul Valoria, 11th place. Yuri Kretschachville, 12th. Then it is Ricardo Costa, Adam Stewart, and John Maniak. Then in the BMW category, see
He's
one
a
of the laps
maniac,
there.
maniac.
It is Tobias Theorolf leading from Josiah Jerome. ESR Academy champion 2 times, Josiah Jerome. Magic Kaszczuk, Henrik Andreas, and Vic Vega, Leszek Tony, and Andy Darnell. We have lost from this race Fotis Azoglu, who did not start, I assume technical issues. Wilfredo Sevilla appeared to run out of gas, so that was an interesting end for him. And Thorsten Borchardt definitely had connection issues and was summoned to his home planet after, I think it was like about 3 laps.
If you run out of electricity in real life, do you run out of gas in the game?
Well, your computer will turn off, so kind of. On board with Antonio Costa. Couple of track warnings coming up for everybody. I do like the new form of cuss liveries, which I bring this up because that's what Costa's driving. They used to be kind of very dull, just like black and white, but now they got a little bit of color in them. I appreciate that. Back to the battle between Stempler and Ryder, which is now over 8th place. John Spriggs has dropped back to 14th. I don't know what happened there, but he was in 8th place and has now dropped very far down the order. Wasn't really racing anybody. Might have gotten into it with a lap car, perhaps. Ryder, oh boy! Multiple door bangs, and the lap car plays a role there. Stempler goes ahead, and Ryder is not happy about it, but I do have to say, I didn't see anything that Stempler did wrong there, to be honest. We didn't see the whole thing.
Correct.
But it appears that Stempler is going to give the position back. So maybe he does believe he did something incorrect. That did look like he just let off the gas and let Ryder back past. But I will say this, Mr. Stempler, we didn't see anything on replay or on commentary that suggests that you should have had to do that. Antonio Costa trying to get past Andrew D, a battle of 2 veterans. One veteran of ESR, one veteran of Tugas. Battling it out for 6th place. Oh, boys.
Come on, come on.
We got some Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez action here.
Come on.
And Stempler goes ahead again. And we'll see if he can pull away, because my theory was that Stempler was the faster driver for quite some time there, and if he can get away, that would corroborate that theory. But it has not happened yet. Raul Valoria getting a heck of a show back there in 10th place. Stempler is your hard charger at the moment, plus 5 spots. Josiah Jerome is plus 4 in the BMW category. I'm gonna say something here. Did we see Josiah Jerome actually put up a lap time? Because he's notorious for just not qualifying and ending up at the back.
I cannot remember. And we didn't see
I think he
qualifying,
did,
so
though.
there you
I think he did. There is one way to find out. Hang on. I've got the log file.
Spoilers.
Not spoilers. I'm going to click specifically on the qualifying tab, which has already happened.
Disqualifying.
Josiah Jerome did put up a lap time at 2 minute 10 seconds, 0.67, which was about 3.2 off a pole. That seems very un-Josiah Jerome, but maybe
Indeed.
what?
It may be that he has become addicted to heroin.
I don't think we generally see Josiah that far off of pole position. But then again, we also don't generally see Andy Darnell that far off pole position. And Andy Darnell was even slower at 2:11.056. So I'm just gonna say I'm gonna suggest that maybe Tobias Thirlwell really just has it on lock here today and was in a league of his own, because he outqualified everybody by almost. There is only one car that qualified within a second of him, which is pretty impressive. Given that as stated, this is a quality field.
I have been given to understand that.
Man, Josiah did do 6 laps in qualifying, so he gave it a good shot. The only person who did not qualify was Fotis Zoglu, which makes me think that there was, again, combined with the fact that he did not start the race, that there was either a technical issue or an otherwise, personal issue. Wife aggro, probably. So John Spriggs and Adam Stewart go side by side, with Spriggs taking back 13th place. On board with Antonio Costa, who's still not found a way past Andy D. That is Kazchuk, who is a teammate of Andrew D. So one would think he might want to try to play a role there, but Costa's got the inside line down Main Straight. Can he get the overtake done? I'm looking to the outside. I don't see Andrew D. And indeed, that will be Costa in front, but the inside line goes to D in the next turn. And he goes in front again in 6th place.
You have been defeated.
Oh, I don't know about that. Now the inside line goes to Costa. And he moves back ahead. And this time he's got the inside line at the next turn, so I think that is the move done. As they approach Josiah Jerome's BMW. Stewart trying to keep up with John Spriggs, but I do not think that's going to happen. I think Spriggs has got a notable pace advantage in that particular battle. Not really seeing any battles we're likely to have. I think Raul Valoria is closing in on Timo Ryder, so maybe in a lap or two we'll see those two go head-to-head and try and battle it out for 9th place.
My cat is currently standing up in his basket, staring intently back over my shoulder. But I'm not going to look, because I know that's how they get you.
Adam Stewart going through against, I'm not sure whether it's Lacomi or Vega. I think they're running the same livery. But anyways, that is a lapped BMW. Shout out to Timo Ryder, finished in 17th at Imola, so running in the top 10 is a notable improvement for him. It's a smaller field as well, but still doing quite well. Valoria catching up to him, though. Might have something to say about that 9th place.
Gonna convert your 9th place into dead last by putting you in the wall.
Well, he's in a Porsche, so I don't think you can put him in dead last. Every time we watch Porsches, I'm reminded of the Derek Bell. He was in. I forget the guy's name, but he was inducting one of the Porsche engineers into the Motorsports Hall of Fame, and the gentleman had passed away, unfortunately. So he was telling a story, and ooh, Yuri Kurtach on the wall. Ooh, hard in the wall too. That is a malformed Porsche. He's like, I was at the Porsche factory on the track and doing some laps, and then I was walking with the engineer later, and the engineer was like, how many RPM were you doing on the straight? And I told him the number, and he takes out a piece of paper and starts writing. This is back in the day when we didn't have speedometers in the car, and folds the paper, puts it away, and I ask him, how fast was I going? And he just looks at me and goes, I think it is better that you do not know. Raul Valoria going up the inside of Timo Ryder. They are having a little bit of, you can see there from the behavior of the car, a little bit of netcode issues between these two. I know unfortunately, that's been a common problem for Ryder in these races, and he gives the flash of the headlights of annoyance, thinking that Valoria gave him a little shove there. How much of that is true and how much of that is just down to the vagrancies of internet, I'm not sure, to be honest. It's not as bad as the Timo H situation from I was in a community called Presto GP. Like, this is back when I was in college. This was a long time ago. Byron and I were not on the same wavelength. we had not developed our one brain relationship. But as Andrew D makes an overtake on Costa, maybe. Also trying to hang it around the outside. I'm not sure that's going to work, and D is back in front of him. All right.
Delightful.
But anyways, his complaints to the steward's office were always a bit of a hoot, because he'd give us his replay, be like, see, this is where the guy ran into me, and we'd look at our own replay from the server and stuff, and they would be like 60 feet apart. John Maniac with a little spin.
Maniac.
He is at the back of the Porsche field, so just kind of bringing it home. Not really racing with anyone in particular. Andrew D has not given up on this 6th place battle with Costa. Doing surprisingly well. Again, Costa started on the front row. And there's contact. Costa is off. I'd have to look at that a bit more to give a stewarding opinion on it. I'm not sure. Technically, the contact in the rear quarter panel is always a bit of a rough spot, but still. Raul Valoria has gotten past Ryder and is now set his sights on Jason Stempler. And He's trying to go around the outside of the Falcon Porsche. And it does not work yet. Martin Edmonds is up on a battle for the podium. Didn't look like he was going to be able to get there, but he is caught up to Christian Kubovic, and they are going side by side. Time running down here with about 3.5 minutes to go in the race. About 2 laps, probably. We'll see what the green dinosaur can do against the purple dinosaur. Andrew D looking down the inside of Antonio Costa. Costa trying to go around the outside. D on the inside. For now, that's going to put D ahead, but Costa takes the inside line of the next one. This is kind of like S pattern here. Inside, outside, inside, outside. And it is going to go to Andrew D, so he hangs on to 6th place yet again.
You have been destroyed.
Wouldn't go that far. Maniac with a little spin.
Perhaps you need another
Could be maniac.
demonstration. That's what I've been saying for like the last 10 minutes. Maniac. It's a maniac.
I know. I doubt it's pronounced maniac, though.
Me too, but I don't care now.
Mr. John, you may want to tell us how to pronounce your last name, because this could go places. On board with Martin Edmonds as he tries to get onto the podium. Where did Martin finish at Imola? Martin was 8th place at Imola, so he's doing much better here today. Side-by-side action, Raul Valoria. And that is against Timo Ryder again. He had gotten past Ryder, so now he's behind him. And Jason Stempler pulled to the side of the road there. Can we get a camera on Stempler? Because he might be out of gas. He is dropping like a stone. Didn't see him come around that corner. Hopefully he can lip it into the pits and get some gas into the car. Miscalculation on the fuel. Blue flag traffic there, making life a little bit harder in this battle for 3rd place. No fault on the blue flag driver, to be clear. Just inconvenient timing. Side, nothing there. So we got a battle for 3rd, and we got a battle for 6th, and we got a battle for 8th. So the Dubai track has produced a lot of action here. Also, Adam Stewart and John Spriggs are battling it out for 12th place. Stempler is seemingly okay now. I have no idea what happened. He is not pitted for fuel. But he's actually closed the gap to Valoria, so he is, back on the throttle. I don't know what happened. We also have a battle for the win here still between Ichazo and Thomas Ibero, which we had not checked in on some time. Ibero leading by just 0.3 of a second. Is this the last lap, or do we get another one? The answer is going to be... we're getting another lap.
Oh my god.
0's on the clock, but they crossed before it hit 0. Ichazo's got 1 lap to try to go for the win here, Byron.
Put him in the wall.
Let's go, Luciano. And Antonio Costa looking to get back past Andrew D. for the glory of Portugal.
And that's why they call him El Paella Grande.
Down the inside. Can Costa make this work? D made this work, so let's see if Costa can do it. Can he use Andrew D's own move against him? The answer is no. D hangs on around the outside. Further back, or not further back, this is for the lead. Ichazo getting physical with Hibero. Wants that win. Hibero got the win at Imola. He doesn't want to give him a second. Not much action in the BMW category, unfortunately. They've kind of spread out, and the results are what they are. But the Porsche category having a phenomenal race here today. Edmonds has backed off 2.5 seconds on Kubovic, though. So Kubovic pulling away there, and looking like he is going to, in fact, get himself a third-place finish here on the podium with these, not these two men, but the other yellow car of Hibaro and Ichazo's Plaf car.
Get him, Kugelblitz.
Costa remains ahead, or pardon me, behind Andrew D. D putting on a masterclass adventure driving, and I don't have a hat to tip to you, sir, but I can tip my headset.
Don't do that, you'll break it.
It's quite strong, actually. It's been dropped repetitively. The microphone is in 2 pieces, but I don't use the microphone anyway, so that's not a problem. Rene Ermer with a solid 4th place finish by the looks of it. Wait, how did he get up into 4th? Where's Edmonds? Edmonds dropped back to 5th place. Has Martin run out of gas?
Run out of tires.
And oh, he has run out of gas. That's him right there.
No!
Coasting to the end. Martin is definitively out of gas.
Bang.
And Antonio, what are we doing here? Antonio Costa went across the line backwards.
I mean, if you can.
Ricardo Costa trying to get 11th place on John Spriggs right at the end here. Wonder this gap is also closed very quickly, so I wonder if Spriggs is like Martin Edmonds, although hopefully less pronounced than Martin, who is dropping through the field and is now retired. Martin Edmonds could not get to the end of the race. He ran out of the gas.
Brutal.
And there's another car stopped on the start finish straight. One of the yellow cars. Wow, okay, things got really weird at the end. Anyways, Thomas Hibaro gets the win and the fastest lap. Luciano Ichazo, Christian Kubic will join him on the podium. Rene Ermer, 4th place. Andrew D, 5th. Antonio Costa, 6th. Raul Valoria, 7th. Thomas Reiter, 8th. Jason Stempler, 9th. John Spriggs, 10th. Ricardo Costa, Adam Stewart, Yuri Kutachville, John Maniak. Edmonds technically beat Maniak, I think, because he was lapped, but that is not displayed at the moment. And Thierolf leading the BMW field to a pretty quiet win, anyways. Josiah Jerome, Magic Kashuk joined him on the podium, followed by Andreasen, Vega, Lacomi, and Darnell. We lost Zoglu, Sevilla, and Borchardt over the course of the race. Now, I'm interested here. I've not spoiled myself. What did Martin do with himself as far as did he score points? Because he ran out of gas, and technically that means he shouldn't get points, depending on the rules. Let's have a look-see here. We're getting a nice look at the BMW. Oh, never mind. Off we go. Edmonds getting classified in 16th place. All right, so interesting note here. Edmonds is classified behind Fotis Azoglu because Azoglu never actually left the server.
Hilarious.
And therefore technically didn't DNF. Championship standings. Hibaro lead. Oh, hang on. Let me just turn on the GT3 standings here because these are obviously class standings. Thomas Hibaro leads now by 13 points over Luciano Ichazo. Kubovic is in 3rd place, followed by Antonio Costa, Rene Ermer, Thorsten Borchardt, Fotis Azoglu, Andrew D, Adam Stewart, and Martin Edmonds. That is your top 10. And then in the BMW side of things, Tobias Thierolf leads the way from Henrik Andreasen by 7 points, followed by Andy Darnell, Vic Vega, Josiah Jerome, Magic Kashchuk, James P. Butler, Steve Davidson, Leszek Lacomi, and Jeff Ecott. Byron, do you have any final thoughts?
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if the woodchuck had dual overhead cams?
Quick note here. This series resumes on September 28th at TT Assen for round number 3.